Hi all, it's 2:30 p.m. on Monday afternoon, and I'm just making this video note primarily for folks in my 12:30 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, 102. Um, we're now moving rooms, so we're no longer in the music room. We're going to Modern Languages 302 starting tomorrow, Tuesday, January 15th. But even though I'm primarily making it for that class, I think this, especially the beginning of this video, will be of benefit to students also in my 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Sections as well, some of whom have been emailing about where do I find writer's help, how do I get to the course policies, and so on. So I thought this video would be the easiest way to clear things up there. All right, so hopefully you can see my my face in the corner, but also our D2L site. So just going to scroll up a little bit, and where you find Writer's Help 2.0, which you'll need to access to fully and successfully complete the Exploring the Student's Guide and Writer's Help 2.0 assignment, which is due before the start of class tomorrow, January 15th. So 8 a.m. if you're in my 8 a.m., 12:30 if you're in my 12:30, or 2 p.m. if you're in my 2 p.m. class. It would be considered on time. So as far as where to access Writer's Help, it should just be right there underneath the Important Links widget, but there should be one called Macmillan Course Tools, and you click on Writer's Help there, and let's see what happens. It's loading my content. It'll probably ask me to log in. Oh, it doesn't look like it needs to. And then you scroll, and you can click Writer's Help, and you're really in it. And so from there, it's about searching, finding the table of contents, the glossary, a couple other things, but that's pretty much it. Just digging around Writer's Help as a resource. So that's that. It seems like people have been able to access the student guide pretty well. So that would be under Content. Then the first folder on the left says A Student's Guide to Foundations Writing. You click on that, open up the Student's Guide, and you're off at the races there. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I guess while I'm on this roll here and I have your attention, again, you'll be submitting your short writing documents in the assignments folder as well. So the first one for tomorrow, Exploring the Student's Guide and Writer's Help 2.0. And also, just as a reminder, for all three of my sections, under Important Links, I'll be making the Unit 1 schedule live tomorrow, if not before. But currently, you do have access to all of the course policies, which is a Google Doc, and you can post comments or questions directly on that. So I think if you're in my 8 a.m. or 2 p.m. section, whatever I'm about to go over will be a little bit redundant to what we did in class on Thursday. If you're in my 12:30 section, hopefully you'll stay tuned because due to our technology issues in that music room, we weren't really able to load this up. Let's see, is my video lagging? Hopefully it's working okay. Maybe have too much going on, too many tabs. All right, so here is the course policies. So if this is primarily for my 12:30 p.m. folks, but office hours are Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to noon. You can see when my other classes are. I'll adjust the room. Why don't we do that right now? You're seeing it happen in real time, how the sausage gets made. Okay, here's a course description. You can see that some people have already been making comments, so emphasis on rhetoric and research. I really do highly encourage you to read this entire document. It's 7 or 8 pages, I believe. And again, we would have been doing this on Thursday of last week, except for our technological issues. As you may have seen in 101, there are 4 different course goals and student learning outcomes. I try to bake these into all the assignments we do. I'm not too fixated on you memorizing these course goals and objectives, but I think it is helpful to know, like, well, what am I trying to get out of this course? You know, what should you end up with? Skills that are transferable into your other classes. Moving down, let's see, do I have a copy of it? I think I do. This is the Cengage Guide to Research. This is the instructor version, so yours will look a little bit different. That's the one physical textbook we will be using, so do make sure that you get a copy of that sooner than later. And then, of course, you're already familiar with Writer's Help 2.0 and the Student's Guide, which you can access electronically. Some information on inclusive access and the opt-out. We'll probably talk a little bit more about this in class tomorrow. Again, I'm kind of moving rather quickly, but my expectation is that you'll read through this because it's really, really important for you. Required coursework, you can see that we have 3 major projects and a final portfolio and reflection. They're spaced pretty well throughout the semester, and here's the grade breakdown there as well. Okay, so no final exam per se, it's a portfolio. Short writings are important, so they do add up, so let's get off to a good start on those. Let's say there's 15 throughout the semester, so that's 1% each, so that could be a deal breaker for you. We are a class that's accessible, and we can make accommodations for you if you're with the DRC, so do contact them if you have a disability situation, and also keep me in the loop. I'm happy to work with you. Let's see, moving down here, some of the material we look at may be challenging. I don't think a good education would avoid doing that. So we gotta challenge each other, and that includes me as well. So if you have any concerns about the material we're looking at, please do let me know. More importantly, even than that, is that we're trying to create an environment of inclusion, mutual respect. Okay, so we might disagree, that's fine, but disagreement doesn't constitute disrespect. So mutual respect, inclusivity, very important. Respecting everyone's identities. Code of conduct, student behavior. I don't really see this being an issue with your class. When I say your class, I'm talking about the 12:30 p.m. section here. Neither the 8 or 2, but I'm focusing on a target audience right now. But yeah, let's make sure we don't disrupt our learning. So with tardiness, excessive use of cell phones without permission, without a use for the course. So yeah, we want to avoid that. Again, our classroom is a place where everyone is encouraged to express thoughtful opinions. That's it. Without bullying or recrimination or discrimination. Let's see, moving down to attendance. As you know, it's a small course, 19 students per, so attendance is really key. Mainly, the big thing to take into account is everyone gets 2 absences that are excused, if you will. After that, each absence counts as a 1.5% hit on your end of semester grade. So that's pretty intense. It's the writing program's policy on that, so but I enforce it. So let's just keep me posted. Life happens, family emergencies, illness, other situations. So just keep me in the loop, and we'll work together. Especially in the first 8 weeks, attendance is very important. We will be doing conferences in small groups, but more on that later. Okay, Code of Academic Integrity. This is a responsibility I take very seriously. So it's not just that, oh, you should know how to cite and what is plagiarism, what isn't. It's a two-way street. So I take the responsibility to make sure we do devote some class time to citing properly and giving credit where it's due. And especially in the U.S., this is a very important thing. Intellectual property is very important in the U.S. Property of all kinds, right? So who owns an idea, giving credit to the author, that's something we'll emphasize. Moving down, late work, major projects you can turn in late, 5% hit per 24-hour period. Maybe it's worth it. Sometimes if you turn in major project late, it might be much better than if you turned it in on time because you needed that extra day. So just being strategic about it. As far as short writings, I won't generally accept those late because they're designed to prepare us for a given class meeting. So it's not quite as beneficial if it comes a week later, a month later, that sort of thing. You may already be familiar with the Writing Center at the think tank or the Writing Skills Improvement Program. So yeah, take advantage, not just for students who feel like they're on the cusp of a C or something like that. It's all students could benefit, all instructors, frankly. We're all working to improve as writers. And again, I might make changes in the syllabus and the schedule, but I'll try to let you know, and there will usually be a good reason for that. Uh, as far as communicating with me, I am especially responsive Monday through Friday, 7 to 7, and during the weekend if it's a real emergency. But I do try to respond to every email and rather quickly. So here's a little information on that. Okay, so that's it. I brushed through this a little bit, but you're busy, semester's underway. I just wanted to make sure that even though our classroom wasn't as ideal as I would have hoped on Thursday of last week, that we didn't fall behind and that you have all the resources at your disposal. So that's it. I'm going to send this as an email to my 1230 section, and I'll also be posting it as an announcement to the D2L homepage. So again, my goal is that this is a helpful resource for you as this semester kicks off. All right, that's it. Keep up the good work and see you tomorrow in class.